There's one shortage today that we're going to be talking about that affects us when it comes to our security, not only nationally, but also for our families in our local towns, our local cities. Now the question is, what are we doing to help the problem get better? Sadly, the solution that the government is giving is not the one that I think is wisest. So let's jump into that discussion today, talking about, well, there's a problem there, there's a shortage there. The government is coming up with a solution, but I think the solution could be more dangerous than the problem itself. Now, what am I talking about? Let's jump into it today. This video starts right now. Hey guys, welcome to the Max. Thank you so much for being here today. We hope that you are enjoying our content as we just talk through kind of some difficult times in America. And not only that, as we try to live sustainable, live in a prepping and homesteading mentality, our goal is to do the very best we can, and we hope that you enjoy this content. Give us a thumbs up if you do. It helps us stay on the algorithm to share our message across the platform of YouTube. Remember, we're going to be doing another giveaway. We had one giveaway, and we're actually getting that coffee in this week to send out to the person who won it last week. Just something in appreciation for all the things that you do for us by subscribing and commenting below. So we'll be sending out another gift and doing another giveaway in just a few days. Let's jump into today's video. So the shortage that I want to discuss is not only affecting our city streets and also our national security. It is the shortage of civil servants, workers such as policemen and also military. There were stories this week that came out and said, of course, we know police numbers are down, but they are at emergency levels for our cities. There's a lot of cities, especially in these liberal states, that cannot hire officers. Well, that should be for a reason that they know, because ultimately they're not doing anything to support their police. Basically tying their own cops' hands down and not allowing them to keep our streets safe. I believe if we open it up to where we had true enforcement of the laws that are on the books, I believe you would see more policemen stepping up. I believe you'd see more people stepping up to want to serve, because then their hands wouldn't be tied and they would want safer streets for their families. I believe that's a good thing. We've made it look bad on policemen because we've not allowed them to police. So then they look bad in a catch-22 situation. They look bad to the leftist politics and all these people who don't like them because they're enforcing some of the law. And then they look bad to the conservatives and the libertarians saying, hey, you're enforcing law, but you're not enforcing enough. You're wanting to write me a ticket, but you're not wanting to protect that store that just got robbed. But it's not really their fault. Their hands are tied because of the powers that be and not allowing jails and prison to hold people. So the police are at a bad spot because I don't believe anybody says, I want to aspire to be a policeman anymore. It used to. I remember when I was a kid, you know, like for Halloween and things like that. We didn't really dress up for Halloween. That was not really a big thing. But I remember always playing like as a fireman or a policeman when we were kids. It was fun. We felt like they were almost superheroes. Now, were they? No. They're just humans. But what I was saying is they had a higher calling, we thought, and they still do, but they get no credit. So I believe, first of all, the politics of these cities are pushing people away from being policemen. Secondarily, they're not paid anything. Usually policemen's pay is under average, and if they do get a raise and it is covering a certain amount, they actually never climb up the ladder like most people do. There's no meritorious raises. It's just simply, hey, how long have you been there? There's so much turnover because of the stress they may deal with, the fact that the pay is not that good, and again, the politics of the situation. How is it that we want to pay people to protect us and they hardly make anything, or they make just enough in average wages to really stick their life out for us, when we pay, you know, celebrities millions and millions of dollars to act like someone else on television? That's a kind of a messed up world. I think that we need to really look at our budgets. When we talk about government spending, one thing that we should be spending on is security, and we're not when it comes to our cities. Now, along with security, think about the military. There's a study that came out that said military recruitment is in full-blown crisis. We are down on our numbers. We're not meeting our goals. We're close to a shortfall of 25%. Air Force missed theirs by 10%. Air Force stated that this is the first time they've missed their number of recruitment, their goal, their average, since 1999. So it shows people are not going into the military. I think there's a few reasons. First of all, the woke ideology and the fact that people can't practice their faith. We've seen a different style military. the leaders of the military, most of those guys, instead of looking strong and looking powerful across the world, they're worried about putting dog faces on and having a trans spokesperson, someone who doesn't even know who he really is. The thing about the military that looks so strong, I think of World War II veterans. I always go back to World War II veterans. These guys have fought, and they're still, even if you see them today at 85, 95, 100 years old, these guys look, they have so much pride. They wear their World War II hats. They have a flag usually on them. They're always got some kind of patriotic theme to whatever they're wearing. Now, nothing against anybody else in war. All the veterans, man, have done so phenomenal in serving our country. But I always think about World War II because they did so much to sacrifice so much, knowing that a lot of them wouldn't come home. I also think we're missing out on men. And so therefore, things like law enforcement and things like military, we just say, oh, we don't want to serve. And again, I didn't serve personally in the military. And I'm not saying that that everybody should serve. I don't think we need a draft of any sort. I don't believe everybody should have, for sure, 2 years in the military. But I believe if we don't start doing a little bit more to make people have pride in serving our nation, especially our younger individuals that don't have families yet, maybe younger individuals who don't know what they're doing in college, maybe younger individuals who doesn't have a plan, doesn't have a life goal yet, military would be a great fit for them. If people do and they have a goal and they know what they're going to do and aspirations, then that's okay. They can skip out on that. But they also should take pride in the fact that our freedoms and our security is developed by military. Now, few things. We've got to quit the woke agendas. We talked about that. Also, we got to quit pushing against our faiths. A lot of military were not able to practice their faith. They had to take certain things and put certain things in their arms, and it was against their beliefs. But guess what? Government stepped over that. Your rights, your freedoms don't matter. Isn't that funny? They are fighting for our rights and freedoms. However, they almost sign up to an army that's almost like a prison. They have to do whatever they're told. Now, to a certain extent, I understand that. We need a structure, but not when it comes to skipping out on our religious beliefs. And I believe that's caused a lot of people to say, you know what? I'm not into that. I think another reason people are not joining the military is they don't take pride in our country and see the importance of freedom. Not only that, I believe they don't want to fight someone else's war. I'll be honest with you. My son is strong. We work out every day. He has buddies who think about going into the military. But I've told him I hope he doesn't want to go. You know why? Because I don't want to send him to Ukraine. I don't want to send him to Afghanistan. That's not our fight. That's not our war. So I think a lot of parents are trying to say, you know what? If it was here and you're protecting our place, let's focus on our defense. Let's focus on what we could do around here, and let's make you the best son or the best boy or the best man that you could be. But it doesn't take him going off to the Middle East to do that. It doesn't take him going off to Ukraine to do that, especially when we've been almost sobbed to say we've got to fight those fights. I think that's the danger. Also, like politicians, you know, we've lost our faith in politicians. Like, it's at an all-time low. How much we as Americans respect the people who we vote to Congress and vote in presidency and vote throughout. And that's sad, but it's truthfully that's showing how bad of a time we're in America and almost in crisis. But not only that, we've lost faith in our military. But it goes back to, instead of them kind of staying above the fray, instead of them staying above politics, they've demeaned themselves into politics. I think of the policemen like FBI Ray. I think of the Attorney General. Both of those are almost like the top cops. Well, they're so political. They've kind of lost we've lost a lot of respect for those kind of individuals because they're playing politics more than safety and security. I think of the border. I mean, here we are. We need to secure our border with our troops. We don't have a lot of troops, and here we are. We're wanting to send them all across the world to fight battles we shouldn't be fighting. So it goes back to where people's lost their respect, not for the military, but for the fact of the leadership that is above just the normal guys who are fighting for security each and every day. So when we lose those respects, we have two shortages: police and military. Now, does that mean you're going to be safe? Look at the cities. The cities are loaded with crime. We cannot get a hold of it. We have homelessness issues, drug issues. We have trafficking issues. Our cities are falling to pieces. Our politicians are not backing our policemen, and our policemen are in shortage, and they're not doing their jobs because they're scared to arrest somebody, because here they are, they're going to be let right back out, or they're going to worry about some kind of protest against them if they all of a sudden arrest someone. That's a dangerous spot to be in. So therefore, we're just allowing it to become the modern day Gotham. I don't know if y'all watched Batman and things like that when we were kids. Like when we dressed up as police and firemen, we'd always dress up as Batman because we wanted to save the day. Well, there is no Batman. So therefore, when we see Gotham, when we see how bad the cities are getting, there's no, sign in the sky that's going to allow Batman to come. The police are not able to do their jobs. Their hands are tied, their money's not good, and you're in shortage. And if you live in cities, you better be making sure you're defending and making sure you're securing your home better, because there may not be a lot of people coming to help you. When it comes to our military, we're not finding answers there. Now, the problem is we're finding solutions. The government is saying, well, why don't we look at AI? I mean, look, New York just came out with an AI policeman that's going to be in the subways now. A robotic policeman that's going to be rotating around. Well, that takes the heart out of person. So therefore, what is AI going to do? How is that going to keep on manipulating? I think of movies and think of, AI robots taking over. Well, we're allowing it almost now, so it's a little scary there. But not only that, did you see this week that Israel came out with an AI-led tank? We've already have AI drones. And so we think of all that, the surveillance situation. So if we don't have people being able to police our streets, we don't have military being able to go and take care of our country and secure our borders, we're allowing robotics to do it. We're allowing AI to do it. There's no heart there of a person. So how dangerous is that going to be? How much surveillance are we going to be under? All in the name of safety and security, because we don't have the, the human doing it anymore. So I think the problem is we're in shortage. Those shortages are going to cause more crime. It's going to cause more insecurity. So you as a person need to do as much as you can to secure your home, secure your family, and take care of your children. Like I teach my children, this is our protocol. This is our plan for whatever situation that we're going to be going through. We can't always be prepared for everything, but we can try to do our very best. The solution is now where government's saying, well, we don't need humans to do that. It saves us money anyway. We don't need that. We need robotics. We need AI. Those two things are going to bring in more surveillance on you because you're going to be tapped more. They're going to want to know more about you instead of this human driving by in a police car. And that makes people, fear and say, okay, we don't need to be doing bad things. Well, now we have AI-generated technology. We have AI-generated war technology. Both of those things I don't know are for the best. Now, will it help us maybe not have humans, shot or hurt or not being able to come home? Or if they're coming home in a casket? Absolutely. I think that's a wonderful thing to say, let's use technology for that. But in our state of peril right now in America, the overregulation, the over-surveilled, the fact that your conservatives and libertarians and your freedoms are getting a little bit pushed against right now, and it's going to get worse. Sometimes AI surveillance and more that quote security may not be for the best. So be wary, just be thinking. We need to support our police, we need to support our military if they're doing good jobs. We don't need to support the politics that are pushing them to do the wrong jobs. We need to enforce the laws. We have a border, we need to enforce it. We have laws where people can't steal from these people who own these stores for all this time and then let them just walk out with their merchandise they've worked so hard to provide for their store. Our cities are burning down, and instead of using AI technology, you just need to see politicians, especially Democrat politicians, say, you know what? It's time to get our thinking cap back on and say this was a wrong approach to say we need to defund, or this is a wrong approach to say they can't arrest them. We don't need more prisons and jails. However, we need to get the ones that are doing wrong put into those places, so hopefully we can rehabilitate and we can make for a better city, a cleaner city, a better quality America that we once had and we've kind of lost because we've lost our way. So this shortage is causing major security issues, not only on the national front, on the city front. The solutions are not what we need. Not more AI-generated surveillance. We need more politicians backing their city police and their sheriffs. We need more politicians backing the true enforcement of law, not making new laws, not over-regulating, but saying, you know what, if we have a border, we need to protect it. People shouldn't unlawfully come in. We shouldn't allow all unlawful loitering and stealing. Be careful of these two things. What I would challenge you to do is start securing your home. I put up more fencing this week, just more fencing around our property, doing more perimeter work, doing some repairs that need to be done. I've told you I've got a defense video of our home, what we've done to protect our home, and I think that you need to be taking those steps because sometimes we may not have that protection. It may fall back on you to protect yourself and your family. So take that responsibility very importantly and find ways that you can defend your home and make sure you're purchasing those things because now, more than ever, it's important. Guys, let me know what you think about this video. Comment below if you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you think I'm crazy. What do you think the reasons that people are not going in the military and police for? Comment below and let us know. If you're new to the channel, let us know that you're new to the channel. Also, remember to subscribe, give us a thumbs up, because that gets you into the drawing for next week. Guys, thank you so much for watching. God bless. Happy homesteading, y'all.